keep it G, homie, I don't ever have to act. Ain't nothing like these suckers on the net that's spitting gas, boosting up their name for the fame that's considered crack. You already know I'm where I stand, with the homies posted in the vital daily packing straps. Boy, la vida loca, it be crazy in my habitat. Dead before dishonor is my golden, ain't no turning back. Dead before dishonor is my golden, ain't no turning back. G-File. What's good, G-Life? Now right here, we're in the SGV. Gonna be taking a little trip down to the SGV, the city of Baldwin Park. The reason I wanted to do this one was, I was seeing in the comments, you know, a lot of people literally talking without knowing. Some guy had made a comment saying that it's because other places are weak. The SGV would never allow these tagging crews to ever set up, you know, and become a neighborhood. I don't know why they do that. I don't know what the big deal is. I don't know why they say taggers are bitches when they're not. They act like if none of their homies ever belong to a tagging crew. They act like if clicas don't become, taggers don't become, you know, tagging crews don't become clicas from neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? You know, all of that plays into factor. Yeah, big homies in there that used to belong to tagging crews. Neighborhoods that used to be taggers. It's crazy that they'll give credit to other neighborhoods that used to be taggers, but then they insult other neighborhoods by calling them taggers. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you over here shouting those fools out, and they used to be a tagging crew. Then wait, and how come you're dissing them for being taggers? It never makes any sense. That's what I tell people. It's pride. That's not an insult. It's dumb that people try to use that. It's clearly people that don't, you know, use their head, and you know what I mean? Just like talking without knowing this nonsense. I'm not here to wolf, lie, make up, invent, none of that. I'm just here to state, you know, the facts, and that's it. That's all I could do. And we're going to be starting off right here in the city of Baldwin Park. Yes, Baldwin Park, you know, has crews that did become a neighborhood. One of the, you know, most infamous one that I'm pretty sure people hear about is KHA. KHA standing for Kings Have Arrived. Kings Have Arrived used to be a tagging crew, tag bangers, that became a neighborhood roughly around the early 2000, like 2006, 2007, roughly around that time frame. They became a neighborhood, so they don't have that long being a neighborhood. Tagging crew was around since the 90s, but they were about their business, you know what I mean? Young, wild, and just didn't give a fuck, like Menace to Society says. But they were with the business, homie, you know what I mean? These guys were no slouches, you know, and pretty large for a tagging crew. And this is the neighborhood in which Bowling Movement, those rappers, those new young cats, this is the vibe in which they come from. They have a lot of talent. I reacted to some of their music right here. Peep it out. These individuals definitely do their thing when it comes to music and when it comes to the streets. You know what I mean? Like I said, they definitely put, you know, KHA on the map. This is one neighborhood that gives law enforcement a hard time that you hear about. You know, if you only dig into the crimes that they have been arrested for, man, these guys are about the action, homie. You know what I mean? They're not in there for stealing no hot Cheetos or nothing like that. You know what I mean? These guys, you know, be out there doing stuff. That's what I mean. Don't ever, you know, think just because somebody used to be a tank crew, you know, means that they're lames. It's stupid to think that. You know what I mean? You know, take everybody into consideration. Don't speak reckless, because you just never know. Because although you could say that they're dead, they're taggers, this and that, they're not around, blah, blah, blah. All it takes is 1 second, one time for them to catch you, and everything that you had said all of a sudden doesn't matter. It means nothing. You gone. They now being talked about. They put their hood on the mat, and there, it's over. Game over. So it means nothing. Those are just words. Now, the KHA's neighborhood is from Ramona Boulevard all the way to Pacific Avenue. And from Pacific Avenue, I would have to say it extends all the way to Puente Avenue. From Puente Avenue, it extends all the way to where Puente and Ramona meet up again. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood, you know what I mean? So that's a pretty, you know, decent sized chunk of territory, you know what I mean, that they claim and roam around, you know? These guys, their main location, though, their dojo, the heart of their hood, is on Violent Street. That's why you see it. Well, it's Violent Avenue, but Violent Street, that's why you see VST. That's one of their clicas, because that's their dojo, their domain, you know, through Central and all of that. Violent, that's their domain. Like I said, you could just catch them roaming around all those back streets and doing their thing. KJ, like I said, used to be a tagging crew that became a neighborhood, and they continue to, you know, put theirs on the map. And these guys ain't no slouches, but that's what's up. But the Kings have arrived. Now, another one that used to be a tagging crew that became a neighborhood, at least that's what I was told. you know what I mean, by the homie, is the DES neighborhood, DESBP, the Desastres Baldwin Park. Disasters Baldwin Park is a tag bang crew that became a neighborhood. They used to be a large, crew back in the 90s. They're not so large as they used to be no more, due to the fact that, Baldwin Park a little gentrified, kind of expensive. Then you had these more dominant gangs like Eastside Bowling, Northside Bowling, that have a dominant presence, makes recruitment a lot more difficult, you know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. Don't sleep on the DES, the Desastres. They be around and they be doing their things too, you know what I mean? And they did become a neighborhood, roughly around the early 2000s when they became a neighborhood. At least that's what I was told. And, they be roaming around right there, Baldwin Park, and doing their thing, I know people like to say that, nah, it ain't enough number, but like I said, people are always gonna say that. Of course they're gonna say that, they dislike them and all that, they're not gonna want to give them the credit, but they're still around, they still do their thing, you know what I mean? You can still catch their hit-ups, and representing for that Desastres Baldwin Park, another one that used to be a crew that became a neighborhood, and holds it down right here for the SGV, and for the city of Bowling, you know what I mean? They make sure it's always, Desastres Baldwin Park. You always see it hit up like that, because they take pride in being from Baldwin Park as well as KHA, as well as Eastside Bowling and Northside Bowling, you know what I mean? It's a pride in their city, and they continue to represent for theirs. They have homies that are busting, they have homies that do things, you know what I mean? But that's what's up with the Desastres Bowling right here, representing for theirs. Now, as we drive and make our way down, a little bit down the SGV, but still maintaining ourselves right here in the San Gabriel Valley, you know what I mean? The Sur Gangster Valley. We are on our way to head to the city of Rowland. That's Rowland Heights, for those who are not too familiar with the area. Well, we will find the next neighborhood. Now, Rowland Heights, I know it's a nice area, heavily Asian populated. People like to clown and say there's no gangs there, whatever. Like I said, don't ever judge an area based the way it looks. Just because an area looks nice doesn't mean that it is nice. Just because, it looks nice, whatever, doesn't mean that it doesn't brood gangsters or killers. It's stupid to think so. You know what I mean? The area has nothing to do with defining who the gang member is. And it does get treacherous right here because there is, not just this neighborhood. You have Crips here. You have Asian gangs here, and they with the business too. Don't ever sleep on them. They ain't no slouches. And then you also have another neighborhood like Pocos Poro Locos, the original neighborhood that's from right here, from this area. And they pretty old school and large and do their thing. But you have one that used to be a tagging crew that became a neighborhood right here in this area of Rowland Heights. It's what they claim as theirs. They make sure they always hit it up, that RH. Together. And that's the WED. WED standing for Wicked Insane Diablos or Wicked Insane Dukes. Either one is appropriate. And they're right here in the area of Fullerton Road. Fullerton Road, I would have to say all the way to Pathfinder Road. Pathfinder Road, I would have to say all the way to Sierra Avenue. For Sierra, all the way to Colima Road. So everything that's in the middle, Batson Avenue. Batson, of course, being, like the area that they, tend to roam around more. It's more the area that's Hispanic wise, you know what I mean? And close to the Parque. And that's where they handle their business, homie. Like I said, there's another neighborhood that has, a large presence. They are pretty deep. Have a lot of homies busted. You know what I mean? They do their thing. These guys ain't, like I said, the other one, they ain't busted for, stealing hot Cheetos or Red Bull. You know what I mean? They in there for doing real things. Real motherfuckers do real things. You know what I mean? Just because they had, the background as a tank group before. Like I said, doesn't mean shit. It doesn't matter if they're from whatever. I mean, they could all squeeze triggers. I mean, you know what I mean? Just because you're a tagger doesn't mean that you can't, bug somebody or take flight. Who says, That's stupid to think that. So these guys are about the work. They about their business. They do their thing. And they have been in the neighborhood since the early 2000s as well. Another one of those waves that came in and represent for theirs and hold it down. You know what I mean? They definitely put theirs on the map, and hold the presence right here. People can't even say they don't. I know you guys see the graffiti and all that. So like I said, don't judge an area based on the way it looks, because it will get on and crack it. But that's what's up with the WID right here. The Wicked Insane Diablos, putting it down for Rowland Heights and putting theirs on the map. Now, as we make our way down but still right here in the SGV, but now heading into the section of West Covina. But you can find this neighborhood just like the rest, spread out through the SGV. Considering the fact that there used to be a crew, that's typically normal because crews tend to roam around and drift around different locations. But West Covina is their home. You have the CWLS neighborhood. CWLS neighborhood standing for Crazy Wicked Locos, or Crazy Wino Locos, as I also had seen it up. And through reliable sources of mine, I was told that they did become a neighborhood. They are programming, from my reliable sources. So, people can say what they want, but, it is what it is. This is, a freshly new neighborhood. Like I said, used to be a tag banging crew. It was a tag banging crew that was around, roughly around the late 90s, early 2000s. And recently transitioned into neighborhood status, with only like about the 4-year period that it's been a neighborhood. So, roughly new. So, of course, this is going to be a lot more of a smaller neighborhood, considering the fact that they haven't been around that long, and being new to the scene and everything like that. But they got a lot of youngsters, man. They got a lot of active youngsters that do their damn thing, homie. That these guys ain't no chumps, homie. These guys are, they young, they active, they running wild out there. You know what I mean? They were always tag bangers. They were never like taggerish, like a taggerish crew, which is like strictly graffiti. They were always gutter grindy, noked out individuals. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they do. I know a few neighborhoods try to persuade them to getting into their neighborhoods, but they stood their ground and go at it with these much larger neighborhoods. Right there, like in West Covina, seem to go at it with a lot of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Seems like they don't let themselves, and they with the business. Like I said, their territory is from words Orangewood, where the parque is at. That's their home domain, their dojo, where they set up shop, where they plant their flag, homie. You know what I mean? So that's the area where you're able to find them in Orangewood, handling their business. May not be big chunk of territory, but right there, the parque and the areas around it, hey, homie, they do their thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can find them in different cities as well. But West Covina is their home. It's where they come from, and they continue to represent theirs. You know what I mean? These guys ain't no chumps, and that's what's up with the CWLS neighborhood, the Crazy Wicked Locos, and putting it down for their barrio right there.